Hey everyone, this is Aerica Karriem, and I am so excited to be here. Listen, if you don't know me and this is your first time catching one of my broadcasts or listening to the replay, I am Aerica Karriem. I am a relationship coach, a family mediator, a author, and a speaker. I also am a mom of seven and have been married for 22 years. So today we're going to be talking about, does your mom side with your siblings? Does your mom side with your siblings? And I just want to check one thing real quick. I just want to make sure that we are on where we're supposed to be on, or did they hold on. Let me see. No, I don't. I think we messed it up. But anyway, we're gonna keep on going. I guess I'm not on there. Um, but anyway, does your mom side with your siblings? Now, I have heard this over and over and over throughout my coaching practice that there's so many things that go on in people's lives and relationships that they just feel like that the mother is on the side of the sisters or the siblings, and I'll even share with you how that even have worked in my household. Okay, so sometimes the mom is closer than the sister. I mean, to one sister than the other sister, right? And so my question is, would that be you? One side, the mom is maybe closer to you than the sister, or maybe closer than the sisters than to you, right? Or maybe she's trying to protect this other daughter. Maybe because this other daughter may be younger, or the other daughter have a more of a similar personality to her, right? Or they more have, they're closer, you know, and they do everything that's a little bit closer. They have a more personal connection, right? Or a personality similarity, or just a personality interest. They are interested in certain things, so they just feel like that they have a more tighter bond, right? And so sometimes we don't really understand how that can really affect the other person, which feels like possibly an outsider. Sometimes people say, you know what? This person is the black sheep of the family, you know, and then we have to start defining that. What's the black sheep of your family? Because everybody have a different definition. But sometimes it could be the young child. She feels more challenged because the older ones are more mature. These young kids, these teenagers, or even the young adults, they just feel like that they just know it all. They feel like that they've been here, they've seen it. They ain't seen Jack, right? They ain't seen that much that they have got to feel like that they know it all. Or maybe they just feel defensive, or feel like that they have to have their guard up, because sometimes the older generation or the older people in the household feels like that as you being younger, you really, girl, you can't tell me nothing, right? But sometimes the younger generation have some type of wisdom. They didn't have some. They're supposed to be closer to God. They're supposed to not have such a bigger ego than us. And so sometimes it is okay for us to listen to um to our younger kids sometimes, but I just wanted to say that, in sometimes the black sheep could be, you look different than the other people, you act different from the other people, right? Everything about you is different. Your personality is different. You could be more timid, you could be more stronger, right? You could be more extrovert, you could be more introvert. It's just like you are just the total opposite than your siblings. You may be way super outgoing, super over the top, you could be the super drama queen. You could be like way over the top as far as um just doing things, your dress, your everything, right? You could just be way over the top, which can cause the mother or the parent to lean more on one side than the other. Okay, so that's what I'm trying to say. And so what happens is that I wanted to share with you about my children. I have 7 children. And so sometimes, I've never been accused of mom always taking, well, I guess I have been accused of mom taking one more side than other. I don't get a pass either. How about that? I don't get a pass. Now that I'm thinking about it, that one of my kids have said, Mama, you always take so and so side. Or Mama, you always listen to them versus me. Or Mom, it's always something. How I handle that is it's just sometimes so hard because all of my girls are just so dominant, right? And so they all have such a mouth on them as far as they want to be heard, right? So what I have to do is I have to keep on instilling in them um the proper measures is to listen, to be so that you can understand the other person. And so with my youngest daughter, she probably feels like that I take the sides of my oldest because my oldest have similarities than I do. They've experienced more. They have their own children now. And so they can kind of see certain things now as they mature than when they were 17 or 18 years old, right? So in that case, our children could be like, you know what, you listen to so and so more than you listen to me, or you always take this side more than you take my side. So again, sometimes none of us are exempt from being accused of it. However, you just have to know how to redirect yourself such that you make everybody feel heard. Okay. So I wanted to make sure that I'm not out the woodworks either in some cases when it comes to that, because listen, when you have strong women, right? And everybody has something to say. And sometimes we have to make sure that we're not being dismissive of someone else's feelings. And so that right there takes intention, right? That right there takes commitment so that we can make sure that everyone is being heard. However, there are certain things that as soon as you open up your mouth, you be like, girl, please, girl, that ain't even true. But what happens is and like, I don't want to hear nothing else because what you are about to say, it just ain't right. But what happens is everybody have their own different perspectives of a story. I mean, you can have 3 or 4 people see the same exact thing, but everybody have their own different perspectives of how things went. Okay. So I just want you to be open-minded about how us as adults can come across dismissive, right? And we can come across as unprotecting of, one of the children, just because, right? Like I said, I already went over it, because you just feel more connected to the other one. You have more similarities than the other one. You both have more interest. You have more bond. One of them is more mature than the other. I mean, the list goes on and on. You have to figure out how your household is ran and the type of things that you need to change. Okay. So again, there's so many reasons why a person can feel like that the mom is siding with the other siblings. Now, when you are continuously accused of that, then you definitely need to get some help. You definitely need to get the help that you need so that it does not break up your family. And oh, yes, it can break up a family because one person don't even want to be around. They don't even want to be, they don't want to come around for holidays. They don't want to come around for anything because it's like they are never feel, they never feel like that they're being heard. They never feel like that they're being misunderstood. They have these dominant women around, which one may not be dominant. You know, the one that's complaining may not be dominant. Or how about the one that's complaining may be super dominant, and the other one, people don't want to be around that person. Again, it is different situations for different people. You have to make sure that you're looking at yourself before you can just blame only the mama for not taking the sibling side. Let me tell you something. I have even also been accused of fussing because you know how two siblings, they argue, right? Well, the one that gets the loudest, and you in the middle of your sleep or something, or you in the middle of watching TV, and you yell down there like, why are you yelling? You know, you're hollering now because it's like they arguing. The loudest one gets in trouble. I used to tell my children that whatever you do, don't go to school and hit first, right? But it just seemed like that when one of them would go to school and they would hit, they would be the one to hit second. Because I always said, don't hit first. But the one that hit second always got caught. So my child would always get called on because they hit second. And the one that hit first never gets caught. So it's the same thing as being a parent. The person that's the loudest, you may yell at, you may be yelling at them, but they're not the ones who initially started it. Again, family dynamic is so important. It is work after work after work, and you just have to be committed to making a difference. You have to be committed as the matriarch to make it work. Now, as we get older, our children move out the house, right? So you still are the matriarch. You still have to make sure that that family dynamic stays together, even though that they moved out the house. Like for me, my children just cannot go that long without talking to each other. It's just not okay. It's just not okay. And they don't do that, but I definitely, when I'm dead and gone, I want them to know that it's just not okay. So for you all, you have to make a commitment that it's just not okay. Somebody needs to be the head and say, you know what, we got to work this out. And when you can't work it out, you need to get a professional. Be committed to get a professional that's going to help you, because you sometimes just can't do it by yourself. What you gonna do? Let it pass down to you got it, your kids not talking. Now your nieces and nephews not talking. You want to now your grandkids not to be talking? All because the head of the people couldn't communicate? It's ridiculous. It is so insane how family dynamics are, and people don't care. Everybody's just going on with their life. Everybody's just doing their own thing, and it is just not okay. Okay, so I just wanted to share that with you all, and that's it. So when your mom takes your sibling side, moms, you have to know that it's just not right. You have to listen so that you can understand what your other daughter is trying to tell you, or your other son, or whatever is trying to tell you. But the last thing I want to say is right is right, wrong is wrong. And so no matter what sibling it is, which child it is, Right is right, wrong is wrong. And sometimes you just have to stay out of it. Sometimes you have to just not take sides. And sometimes you just need to say, you know what, you all need to work this shit out. Right? Get it together. And the person that is in the wrong, it's so hard for people to just say, you know what, own up. I own up to it. I take full responsibility, or I take responsibility, or I take some of the responsibility. How about that? Because some people are just not 100% wrong, right? But it's a lot. It's a lot. But us as the mothers, we have to make sure that we are communicating, because they do you how you do them. And I'm going to end there. Okay. So again, I'm Aerica Karriem, and I am a relationship coach, a family mediator, author, and a speaker. I want to say that you are the best. I love you, and until next time, make sure you like, share, subscribe, and follow. Like, share, subscribe, and follow. Like, share, subscribe, and follow, depending on what platform you're on. Talk to you soon.